What we have here is the 19,000 series lift-to-flex unit. It's the goldenrod model. What you see right now is we have the lifter base assembled. The two sections in between the top and the bottom we call the intermediate section. Behind the intermediate section is the brake rod. It's a three-position brake rod, locked, freewheeling, and then you can directionally lock by pulling the brake rod parallel with your legs. Right now we have some 19161 lifter legs on there that are painted in the goldenrod colors. So we're not going to assemble the lifter. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to assemble the lift mast to the base. It's just a matter of taking the lift mast, getting it lined up over the top intermediate and locating it on the bottom intermediate section. You can see now that there's four screws, two at the top and two at the bottom, that will secure the lift mast to the intermediate section, and that's what John's doing right now. And you will need a 13mm Allen or 13mm box wrench to tighten those up, and again that will secure the lift mast to the intermediate section. And then there are three small socket head cap screws that are going to go in. One is going to go in the back of the lifter, tied to the bottom intermediate section, and there's going to be then two in the front that will complete the assembly.
More often than not, the customer will receive the bottom base in.
The customer will receive the base as you see it put together right now with the lift mast on it, depending on the lift mast height. If it's too tall to not fit in the truck, then the customer will receive the base as you see, but they'll have to install the lift mast as we've just done. Next, we're going to install the power pack. The power pack goes on the back of the lifter. There's a bracket that slides over the top of the lifter, but first John's going to install the power pack on the lift mast. There's a bracket that slides over and clamps the power pack to the back of the lift mast. So now the power pack is secure on the lifter. John's now going to install the handlebar, and it's just a matter of running the handlebar over the back of the lift mast. The handlebar is adjustable once it gets in a fixed position, depending on the height of the operator. We tighten down the bolts, the screws and everything, and now we're in position. Now the two button hand control comes on, or the 4-button, depending on what you purchase, and then that will be hooked up to the front of the or to the back of the power pack where it says hand control. Then we take the power from the lift motor to the back of the power pack, and we plug that in. And now you should be in business to run the lifter up and down with what we call the lifter slide, the black tooling that sticks out of the lift mast, and that's where we mount our tooling.
And this is the goldenrod 19,000?
This is the goldenrod 19,000 standard lifter that we have spec'd out for goldenrod at this point.
Any questions, guys?
I wanted to talk to you today about the Lift and Go. This is our smallest and most economical lifter that we have in our lifter line. The Lift and Go consists of a fixed base. We have the lift mast, which comes in 4 different sizes, 38, 48, 58, and 68-inch lift strokes. The lifter is set up with a power pack, a stainless steel power pack, an 18-volt on the back. You have your 2-button remote for your up and your down. You also have an adjustable handlebar depending on the height of the operator. This is a stainless steel version. It also comes in a powder-coated version, so it's available in both versions. We offer a 120-pound and a 200-pound capacity lifter, depending on the weight capacity that you're going to pick up. As far as the end tooling, we have a standard platform that we supply. We can also supply you with what we call a turntable and V-block for handling your roll stock. And We also can provide you with the different lift mats. Again, they have different strokes. We decide the size of the lifter based on the pickup and the drop-off heights on the lifter. An example of a roll handling application that we're going to talk about today is if you're doing what we call cross roll handling. This would be a shaft, and we stick it through the roll. And when you take this over and you put it into a machine, the shaft will be dropped into the machine and pick up the weight of the roll at the same time. Again, that's cross roll handling. If you don't need to do that, what we can do is, once you get the roll into the V-block, is orient the roll forward and drive the roll onto what we call a spindle. And once the spindle picks up the weight of the roll, then the unit can be dropped on and the operator has completed the installation of the roll onto the machine.
You mentioned briefly, but I'm not sure if you mentioned specifically the weight capacities.
The weight capacities of the lifter, again, are 120 pounds or 200 pounds. And the difference between those two is the 120 does not have a brake on the motor, which means if you put a load on the lifter and you walk away from it, the load will drift on. If you buy the 200-pound version, it has a brake on the motor. If we raise this up to 30 or 40 inches off the ground, it will hold position while you unload the roll to the machine or to the cart or to the shelf.